I saw this next caller's story on the news.
Yes, this is Jabricia. She is in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and she purchased a battery from Amazon. Left it in her car, went into work, came out, opened her car door, and everything on the inside was burnt.
So she just ordered the phone.
The phone battery.
The phone battery. So the battery's just there all by herself?
And it exploded in her car.
Oh my gosh. Luckily, Jabricia, there wasn't anybody in the car, right?
Thankfully, no one was in the car when all of this happened. I was actually inside of my job.
Oh, wow. And so this is a 2019 Jeep Cherokee, from what I understand, correct?
Brand new 2019 Jeep Cherokee, yes.
Oh, gosh. And so was the phone was the battery in the phone, or is this just a battery that you purchased?
No, it was just a battery. It wasn't even installed into the phone. Yeah.
Wow. And so the battery obviously exploded?
The battery exploded. I didn't know at the time. I opened my doors and smoke is pouring out everywhere. The fire department had to come out, and they are actually the ones that found the battery there, burned to a crisp, basically, along with the rest of the interior of my car.
Oh, gosh. And so you purchased this from Amazon.com.
I did.
And was the battery was it a phone? Was it a battery for your iPhone, or just a battery for a camera, or what was it for?
It was for an iPhone. It was a cell phone battery, iPhone replacement battery.
I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so your iPhone obviously died, or was dying, and then you're going to replace the battery. And then you went on Amazon, and then was this battery purchased? I believe it was. Didn't you? Now you bought it from a third-party seller, if I recall.
Exactly. I guess I didn't really know much about that. You know, I go on Amazon, you think I go buy things off of Amazon, but it's a third-party seller. And so I found the battery I thought I needed, purchased it, no big deal, or so I thought.
Well, and that's interesting because when you are on Amazon, it can look like you're buying it directly from Amazon unless you look really closely. And then sometimes it says Amazon, then we'll give another company name, they say fulfilled by Amazon, and then it has third-party sellers and things like that. What kind of trouble were you having with your iPhone that you thought that the battery was dying? And why didn't you take your phone to the Apple store?
Well, I had, what was happening is it just kept going, my battery was going down really, really quickly. And so I actually checked with the Apple store and got a price for getting the battery replaced, and then noticed that, hey, I'll check on Amazon and see if I can get it for a better price. But that little bit of savings did not turn out to be so great.
Was it hot out that day?
Not extremely. It wasn't extremely hot, but this is Oklahoma.
Yeah, because some of these lithium-ion batteries, sometimes they can explode, obviously, when there's a lot of heat. Have you talked to Amazon about any of this?
I have. I've been in contact with them since everything happened. And basically, they refunded what I purchased the battery for. Right. And then they told me that I needed to take it up with the third-party vendor, that it really wasn't their responsibility.
And the third-party vendor, what do they say?
Well, so far, they're not saying much. They asked me for a bunch of information, which I've given them, everything that they asked for, but I've yet to hear anything back yet. They did tell me that they still have to run all of the information that I gave them back through Amazon before they can do anything. I don't really know how that process goes, but
Jabricia, how much money were you going to save?
It was really only about $50. Wow. It was about a $50 difference. Yeah.
Well,
lessons have been learned.
So you had a 2019 Jeep Cherokee, and now you'll get a 2020 Jeep Cherokee.
Well, that's what I hope and pray for.
Yeah. Well, and so if you want to pass along any words of wisdom, Jabricia, what might it be?
For starters, I would say just go to the Apple store. Yeah. Don't try to cut those corners because it's just not worth it. Yeah. And Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really know what you're getting. And the second lesson, and I'm really glad that you called in, is that you really need to pay attention to these third-party sellers. Now, we reported on Komando.com recently, this past week, as a matter of fact, that a lot of companies and people are actually suing Amazon for these third-party sellers. And Amazon's saying, you know what, we don't have anything to do with them. They're just like in our marketplace. They're just using our services. So the bottom line here is that if you can say buy from Amazon, fulfilled by Amazon, I think you'd be better off than these third-party sellers. But also keep in mind, in Jabricia's words, and thank you so much for joining us, is that sometimes it's not good to chintz on certain corners, all right? So you want to use the manufacturer's battery, especially when it comes to iPhones, and the manufacturer's chargers, because sometimes your mileage may vary, or in Jabricia's case is that it just could explode. And especially now in summertime, don't be leaving that stuff in the car, okay? It's just not made for extreme heat. Hey, thanks for watching. Now, a few things. Don't forget to click the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And for more digital know-how, check out all these other great links.